Chelsea stars Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella are on the brink of suspension after picking up 5 yellow cards. Any Major League star who collects 5 bookings in the first 19 league games of the season will receive a 1-game suspension. That's what happened to Nicholas Jackson after he was banned for the 2-0 win over Fulham last month. The Senegal forward has picked up 5 bookings in his first 6 Premier League games. Mauricio Pochettino is now at greater risk of losing Fernandez and Cucurella to suspensions if either player receives 2 yellow cards in their next 8 Premier League games. The 19-game limit offers some respite for players, but bans become more severe if 10 yellow cards are collected before the 32nd game of the season. Jackson picked up his 6th yellow card of the season against Tottenham on Monday night before scoring his first hat-trick for the club. Fernandez and Cucurella will need to be disciplined going forward as both players have shown their importance to Pochettino in recent weeks. The Argentina international has formed a strong partnership with midfielder Moises Caicedo, adding stability to the squad and allowing others to step up. Cucurella looked close to leaving Stamford Bridge in the summer but has enjoyed strong form since the injury to Ben Chilwell number 039. The Spaniard made his first start of the season in the 2-0 Premier League win against Fulham. Cucurella's first 2 appearances were at right back before being swapped with Reece James and, at left back. Back to action. It is unlikely that Fernandez or Cucurella will be suspended after this afternoon's game against Manchester City. However, Pochettino will be looking for consistency going forward and will hope that both players do not pick up yellow cards before the start of the 19-game campaign. Deadline. Chelsea have relied on Jean-Claire Todibo to replace Thiago Silva, who is expected to leave the Blues at the end of the season. The centre-back, who is also wanted by Manchester United, has been warned by Nice that he could be ready. Sold in 2024. The 39-year-old Silva is known as one of the best defenders in the Premier League. The veteran has made 137 appearances for Chelsea in 4 seasons since moving from Paris Saint-Germain in 2020. But with his contract at Stamford Bridge set to expire next summer, the Brazilian's future at the club is uncertain. If Silva leaves, the West Londoners will be short of centre-half options as Trevoh Chalobah's spell at Chelsea also comes to an end. And with Wesley Fofana currently recovering from a knee ligament injury, there is no guarantee he will be fit enough to start the 2024-25 campaign. Todibo might be a great choice to fill Silva's place in Mauricio Pochettino's team. The former Barcelona star spent just over 2 seasons on the French Riviera, and the 23-year-old is enjoying a successful start in Nice, making 104 appearances and helping his side to the Coupe de France final in 2021-22. Although Harry Maguire's failed move to West Ham saw him miss out on Todibo in the summer, the Red Devils are still keeping an eye on the Frenchman. Whether Nice let the Frenchman leave mid-season will depend on their position in the League One table. The French Giants are unbeaten in 11 games so far this season and top the league, a point ahead of rivals PSG, with Nice conceding just 4 goals in 2023-24 thanks to the defensive prowess of Tadabone number 039. Mauricio Pochettino and the big tests at Chelsea continue, and it could hardly be more difficult. At Manchester City, he faces a team that has scored goals this season and now looks to be nearing its peak. City have now won 5 in a row, scoring 17 goals and conceding just 3, after losing to Arsenal before the last international break, which saw them lose 3 of 4 games. Pep Guardiola's men are back at the top and looking to stay there for the rest of the campaign, while Chelsea could drop to 13th by the end of the weekend. If there is hope, Pochettino's meeting with the citizens at Tottenham in 2019 was also the source of one of his greatest achievements as a manager. Although Spurs lost 4-3 in the second leg at the Etihad Stadium, the result put them into the semi-finals of the Champions League against almost all odds. In a dramatic night that Raheem Sterling did not remember fondly, Pochettino went ahead on away goals. However, he has lost 4 of his last 6 matches since then. City are also the side he has faced the most as a manager, and that comes as Chelsea have comfortably beaten them in the last 4 seasons. The Blues are confident underdogs, and for good reason, but are still 1 down. Of the best results in recent years, if not their performances. They have also been successful in the big games this season and are unbeaten against Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Brighton. Stay the same. Don't change the winning formula, don't fix what's always and #039 ain't broken or anything like that. With what's available to him right now, that's probably the strongest point and the fewest unknowns at the moment. Reece James must surely start on the right after playing against Tottenham and coming on for 15 minutes, with the rest around him. Axel Disciplinary and Thiago Silva have formed a good relationship at the back end, while Levi Colwill will get a chance in North London. He is a far more reliable operator than Marc Cucurella on the left. Enzo Fernandez was not at his best at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, picking up an ankle injury in the 30th minute. He will be needed on the ball more than ever against relentless opposition. Raheem Sterling has something to prove against old friends and Cole Palmer. The 21-year-old changed the face of Chelsea and the entire team, and he wasn't going anywhere. Nicholas Jackson scored a hat-trick against Spurs but struggled with most of the basics. On Sunday, he'll have to perform all the basics at an elite level to even get a shot. Possible 11: Sanchez, James, Disciplinary, Silva, Colwill, Gallagher, Fernandez, Caicedo, Palmer, Jackson, Sterling. Arsenal killer. Last month, Chelsea had a complete blockade at Stamford Bridge for 75 minutes, trapping them on the counter and reducing the threat of long-range shots. With Palmer and Conor Gallagher operating as strikers in a 4-2-2-2/4-4-2 formation, it was the best defensive performance of the season. Against City, Chelsea would dare to press too high, especially with the speed of their backline, but holding the formation and following City's ominous triangles and midfield rotations requires quite an effort. That would result in Jackson missing out, which seems harsh since his confidence is at an all-time high. Mykhailo Mudryk should also get in, and that comes with its own risk from the start. He is perhaps the most dangerous Chelsea player at any given moment, but also the most vulnerable. Against City, it's impossible to want to hurt yourself with the possibility of him running behind Nathan Ake quite quickly. This approach makes sense, especially after Mudryk defended so well against Arsenal and Bukayo Saka, but a similar question is that Pochettino is still not ready to face the result after beating Tottenham. It goes wrong. Possible 11: Sanchez, James, Disciplinary, Silva, Colwill, Gallagher, Fernandez, Caicedo, Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk. Mix the package. History dictates and logic screams that this is not the approach we will see, but it is worth considering anyway. Chelsea's only real selection decision, as Mudryk just doesn't seem likely, is in defense, and more specifically at wingback. Sure, Jackson could miss out, but if he wanted to, it would be Arsenal's view against Tottenham, and that doesn't really make sense after the honors he offered as a center forward, at least in the end. Back to the fore, and even if the Cucurella debate is over, it's safe to say that Benoit Badiashile is the better option in the middle. Working against him is that after just 65 minutes against Championship side Blackburn Rovers, he can't match Erling Haaland. Badiashile in full flow is a different story. His aerial skills are perhaps the best in the team, and he has pace unmatched by any other, in form, centre-back. James may have had doubts about the demands on his body alone, but even 45 minutes of club captaincy is better than nothing, and Malo Gusto didn't cover himself with a cameo at SW6 despite a good start to life. On Monday, a watertight arrangement is needed, and Pochettino certainly has options, that's for sure, but not very likely.